Hi, I'm Steve from F33. Now, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 things that I love about this car. So previously, I talked about the 5 things that I hated about this car, and that was a super hard list to come up with. This one was even harder because I had to take all the things that I absolutely love about this car and break it down to 5 things. This is the best car I've ever owned. I love everything about this car, but I wanted to make a list of the top 5 reasons why I'm super glad that I bought this car and why I'm not getting rid of this thing anytime soon. Now, number 1 is aftermarket upgrades and customizations. Tons of companies are making parts and products for the F chassis. Now, the F chassis for the 3 Series and the 4 Series share a lot of similarities, especially on the interior. So a lot of those parts that manufacturers are making for the 3 Series and 4 Series are interchangeable. The exterior, not so much. The 4 Series has some things that the 3 doesn't, but there's a lot of companies making parts for both cars. Now the engine, as far as the 335 and 435, and even the 328 and 428, those parts are interchangeable. So anything that they make for the 335, engine-wise, like a charge pipe or something like that, will work for the 435 as well. So again, manufacturers are seeing a benefit to making these parts. They have a huge base. Now another one is huge power potential. So with a couple mods, this thing can get 500 and above horsepower, which is absolutely insane. Stock, this car is 300 horse. Mine, of course, has the M Power Pack, so we're pushing about 330, 340 right now to the wheels. But, a couple bolt-ons and you're at, above 400, and that's insane. And especially with something like boot mode where you can just modify it with your phone, that's crazy, right? So, and then the other thing is that this car is so easy to modify. I've worked on a few different cars, and by far this one's the easiest. Even oil changes, the only thing you need to go into the car for is to drain the oil. The filter, everything else, like spark plugs, everything is so easy to get to, and again, so easy to customize and modify. And so that's why number 1 is aftermarket upgrades and customizations. All right, now number 2 is driving dynamics. This truly is the ultimate driving machine. And thanks to the M Performance brakes and suspension, this car stops incredibly quick and the handling is very direct. Now the M Adaptive Suspension allows for fantastic cornering in Sport and Sport Plus mode, and a super smooth ride in Comfort and Eco. But let's face it, we don't use Eco. The power is very reliable in this car. Regardless of what RPM you're in, the 435 seems to have more power to give. I could do pulls from 60 to 100 like that. I was keeping up with my buddy's Camaro SS like it was nothing. Now off the line, he's got me, because right now I'm not pushing as much horse as he is for that 0 to 60 torque. But 60 to 100, it's a dead even race. And that's just awesome for a car like this. All right, so number 3, it's bigger on the inside. So I'm always amazed at how much space this car actually has. This is a 2-door coupe, and the amount of stuff that I can fit in the trunk and people in the car, it's crazy. You would think that, you know, the front seats, that's really all that's usable. The back seats, there's hardly anything. In the trunk, you'd think, well, it's a convertible, so you're not going to put anything in there except for maybe a pair of shoes. But that is not the case with this car. The back seat's very usable. My daughter sits in it all the time. She's on a booster seat. I mean, she fits perfect in there. The front seats have tons of room. I'm 6'2", and I don't put my seat all the way back. And my wife can sit in the front seat with my daughter right behind her, no issue. Another cool thing is that the back seats fold down, so if you have something really long, you could pop those seats down and fit something super long in the car. I fit a flagpole in this car. And again, this is a two-door coupe, and you could fit a flagpole straight through. A lot of convertibles don't have fold-down rear seats. And so that's another super cool thing that this car has. Now the trunk is enormous. You wouldn't think so. I've seen lots of convertibles and they have barely any trunk room, especially when the top is down. This car, on the other hand, it's huge. So my family and I took a trip to the beach. We had a carry-on, we had a full-size cooler, we had toys for the sand and the beach, all kinds of stuff, all fit in the trunk with the top down. That's amazing. Like I said, other convertibles, you fit a pair of tennis shoes in there and you're done. Now number 4 has got to be the styling. I absolutely love the way this car looks, both with the top up and down. I mean, because it's got a hard top, it looks like a coupe when the top is up. You'd never know it's a convertible unless you really are looking for those lines. And with the top down, nothing's better than a drop top. Now the lines inside and out are also classic, and that means that the car never looks old. You step into the inside and everything is super clean. It looks great. And I know some people think that the inside of a BMW looks boring, you know, the Mercedes looks better. I don't know. If you look at a Mercedes from 5 years ago, it looks like crap. This, they keep the clean lines, they keep it simple. It still has all the same stuff. It's just very elegantly done. And the outside's super aggressive, especially the front end. And I love how they worked in all the lines, and it looks like it's going fast even though it's standing still. All right, so now number 5 is technology. This car is not lacking in the technology department. Things like adaptive cruise, lane guidance, and a HUD make you feel like you're driving in a James Bond car. The iDrive is very easy to use and even has an entire owner's manual and video demonstrations in it. What other car can you say that has that? I mean, if you want to know how to use something, just go in there, go to the owner's manual, and you'll see a video of somebody doing it. Now that's cool. That's very innovative, very thoughtful. Also, there are buttons to do whatever you need. Now, a lot of cars these days, they hide their buttons. They put as few buttons as possible, like silly things like turning on the heated steering wheel. In my Explorer, you have to do it through the infotainment system. There's no button. So if you're in some other mode or you're using Android Auto, you have to exit out Android Auto just to turn on the heated steering wheel. This, they kept it simple. You can't even see the button, but it's right on the left of the steering column. And it's things like that that I love. Everything is out in the open, where you need it, easy to get to, but it's not overwhelming either. I mean, it's not a dashboard full of buttons, right? They did it very tastefully. All right, so you get a bonus. I couldn't keep it to 5, you get 6. The bonus is the community. The community for BMW is like nothing I've seen before. You have awesome forums like Bimmer Posts, and if you haven't already, go check it out. It's great. You have people on there answering questions for no other reason but to help. And if you find a build on Instagram or YouTube, DM the owner. Chances are they'll answer your question, they'll give you suggestions, they'll help you out. They're really, really cool people. It's a great community. And then you have content creators like myself posting how-to videos, doing product reviews, I can't tell you how much people like John from Thick F30 or Brian from Keys Motorsports have helped me out with my build and maintenance so far. Just watching their videos has been super helpful, and that's why I'm trying to help out and I'm creating these videos. I'm trying to give back to the community that's helped me out so far. Everybody in the BMW community seems genuinely happy to help, and that's just awesome. All right, so that's my list of 5 with a bonus 6 things that I absolutely love about this car and why I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon. We have a lot to do to this car. We still got full bolt-on to go, and there's some exciting things to come that I'm working on. We're gonna get this thing super fast. 500 horsepower is the goal. All right, now if you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe. And again, I'm Steve, and I want to thank you for watching F33. Take care.